You're listening to Dene Michael here on True Radio, the home of proper good music. And my special guest tonight is the fantastic Jet from the Gladiators. It's Dianne Youdale. Hi, Dianne.
Hello.
Are you enjoying the music?
I am enjoying the music. I love all sorts of music. Only thrash metal turns me off, but I think that's the most. Sorry, thrash metalists out there, but yeah, I've got to be able to define a melody, maybe a verse and a chorus, a lyric or two helps.
I could do. You don't like that one?
Yeah, you can get that in somewhere.
When we worked together, we had fun with all the audience. There was all doing agadoo and the conga. Do you remember? And all the
Loved
dancing.
it. Yeah. Got to.
So we spoke about your early days with the Gladiators. We spoke about where you're from and everything. So now what I'd like to do, Dianne, is speak about the surfing. You're a keen surfer, apparently.
They say the best surfer is the one with the biggest smile. I'm no big shakes, but when I was married many years ago, we took up surfing in our early 30s. It is a sport to start young, I think, but it's any age can, just for pleasure. But I'm very competitive, so anything I do, I'd want to do it to an elite level. But so I was 33, I think, and already creaking. But I love longboard surfing. So the longer boards, they do smaller waves, and it's very artistic. You sort of travel the board to wake the board against the wave. And yeah, I haven't actually done it in years though, Dean. I was watching some surfers the other week up in the northeast here, where I'm helping Mum with all the lockdown variations that are going on right now for us. And I go out and head out to the beach, 20-minute drive, and I just watch some phenomenal surfing. So I don't have any boards at the moment. But next year, if I'm here, definitely, or if I come to the southwest, which is where I want to eventually go, because the sea's warmer.
Yeah.
Us surfers think of these things.
You know, Dianne, when I was a boy, when I was a teenager, I used to live in Australia, believe it or not. Not a lot of people know this, but we emigrated, all the family, in 1968. We all trotted off to Australia to be one of the 10-pound poms, they called us. And we ended up in Sydney. And every day before school, I used to go surfing before the school days, because we lived just by the beach, and it was what a wonderful sport that is as well. I mean, I loved it.
Oh, bless you! I didn't know that. Thank you for sharing
I used
that.
to wax my board,
Yes.
surfboard, yeah.
Did you have a little mini board, a little short
I had
board?
the mini one to start with, and as I got better at it, I got the big surfboard. I just put it on my shoulder and walked down to the beach every day before school. And then when I came home from school, I used to put the board on and it would go again.
Absolute surfer dream life.
Where did you surf then? Is it Cornwall way or?
Yeah, it was George, my ex-husband, and I. We used to go to Cornwall every year for our holiday with our beautiful dog Ben, my big rescue dog. He lived 14 years with me. I loved him, and my husband, of course. So we'd all team down to Cornwall for the walking and the cycling and the warmer climes. But I watched the surfers one day and just thought, I've got to do that. So the next morning, I booked in a lesson, and I never looked back.
No.
So that's where I started, and I have to say, it's usually West Coast. I'll go out to Wales or down to Cornwall again. I'm not brave enough for the North Sea at the moment. I have no boards at the moment, so I sold both of my boards. One was a collector's item years ago for various reasons. I want to sort of let go of certain things that represented that time in my life. But I would definitely now, and I think it'd be longboarding again. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a wonderful sport. Once you do it, it's in your blood, isn't it?
Oh, nothing like it. Nothing like it. I love it.
Oh, wonderful. So we've spoke about quite a lot of the things in your past. So what I'd like to do now, Dianne, is speak about the future now and what you're doing at the moment. I know you're doing the coaching and the psychotherapy, and you're doing all. If I can say it. You can say it for me. You can tell everybody now what you're up to now.
Well, even as a child, I wanted to study the mind, what the mind is, what makes us remember the past, be present, and conjure up images for the future. I was very interested, a normal child, interested in consciousness. So that kind of shows the the very contrast in my personality from Jet, bikini lycra lady hitting people, to the depth therapist. And I managed on the back of Glads in my mid-20s. I'm now 50, so over a quarter of a century I've actually trained and studied work as a psychotherapist. So coaching, which is a more lighter end, sort of physical fitness goals, because I still teach fitness as well, and goals for your life, but also counseling and psychotherapy, which kind of looks at some of the bits that keep us stuck in patterns, stuck in the past. You know you want to let go, so you want a better, brighter, compelling future. And I do that, and I love it. And if anybody is interested while I'm talking, info@dianneyoudale.co.uk, you can just email me, and I'm more than happy to reply and see if I can support any goals, particularly as we let go of this awful 2020 and make a great new 2021 with all the lessons that we've learned about ourselves in the pandemic. Because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one with that. You kind of go, ooh, big life edit.
Definitely not, yeah.
Yeah, well, I know what I can't control, but I do know what I can. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do that's different, that makes you beam? Because you deserve it and you're allowed to. So I do that, and I love that work, Dean. I really, really do.
I remember you started doing that as we met many years ago now, and you was telling me about the psychotherapist that you were doing, all the psychotherapists, should I say, who actually there, and the coaching and the you was just starting it off, I think, at the time, and
Right.
I'm really pleased that you're helping people, and it's wonderful. It really is, especially like you say, these times in lockdown and everything else. And you know, people need help, don't they? So can you just give us that again, where you are? Just
you can just email me if you just put a little bit together. I heard you die, and I have a couple of things I'd love to look at in confidence. Info at Dianne Youdale, all small case, .co.uk. That's just my email, and everything is in confidence, of course, because sometimes we don't know where to. It's having a safe space that isn't familiar to your family or your friends, because your family and your friends, they're not really the best people to counsel, because they have an investment in you, and it'll bring stuff up for them. And I'm sure if anybody listening has stuff going on, which a lot of people do, it's the complexity of being human, sometimes we don't want to burden others, and but we have the right to orientate. And I think the disorientation that's gone on this year, with the kind of, we don't have the indentation of the half terms and the summer holidays and all the things that we made, you know, familiar, that we'd automatically do in social mixing and seeing our family and friends, it's been blown out of the water a little bit. So I think people are, for me, I mean, the Chinese say, is it a crisis or an opportunity? Same word, apparently. You know, is this an opportunity to really do a great edit of your life and really be the best you for you, to deal with you better in the future? I think it's a fabulous opportunity for all of us. I really do. But it's so terribly hard if we've got people we do know and love who are suffering of loneliness, and particularly any direct illness from COVID. We must observe the rules and really respect what little we do know at this stage that helps us all survive this. Definitely.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. Yeah. It's hard at the moment, but for everybody in lockdown and in different areas of the UK, and right. It's really hard for. I mean, I suffered a little bit with anxiety when I had to lock down and everything in March.
Right.
I haven't worked since the 6th of March. I've not done a gig, so I've suffered myself, you know. And I understand what you're saying about. And then any of our listeners out there, please get in touch with Dianne, because maybe she can help you, you know. Dianne,
I mean, it's hard for the people who've fallen through the cracks, though, Dean. Sorry, I know we've got to go, but who've fallen through the cracks with support, like furloughs have had. So I understand that extra pressure, like yourself, probably being freelance and self-employed. There's an extra added layer, isn't there, of not feeling supported just to survive, you know, for your food and your shelter.
Exactly.
Really, really important stuff that threatens our survival instincts as well.
Yeah.
So absolutely, do contact me and I'll see what I can do.
That's wonderful. Dianne Youdale, Jet from the Gladiators. You've been absolutely wonderful. You really have. It's been a pleasure having you on the programme, and I'm sure you're going to get many, many fans getting in touch with you and making new fans as well. Dianne, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and good luck for the future. Keep safe and keep happy as well.
That's right. I see. Keep safe, keep strong, keep sane, everybody. God bless. Bye.
Thank you, Dianne. Thank you, Jet.